Hey everyone, it's me, Chibi Tabitha, coming to you today with a demo for another Gravity Falls dating sim. This one is sailing with stands instead of swooning over stands. This one I think is Sea Grunks. If you haven't watched Gravity Falls and are watching this, why? Why? And, you know, why? Anyways, let's get into this. Welcome, this is the demo version of the game, so its final looks are still in development. Please let us know what you think and enjoy. The soft waves of the ocean are quiet tonight, each cold laugh a lullaby along the Stana War 2. The moon allows the stars to twinkle brighter, a splatter of light of difference amidst the same openness of the endless dark sea. Two brothers tidy up lazily along the deck, guided by the warm light peering through the windows of the ship's quarters. Fatigue wears on them heavily, another long day spent discovering what other curious oddities tangled beneath the ocean's surface. Ford, that's the last of it. A yawn in response. Good, I'm hitting the hay. Night, Sixer. Good night, Stanley. Oh, it's Stan's bunk. Ford flicks the lights off as they settle into their respective beds, sighing into the warmth of blankets. So good at this talking thing, guys. Through the windows, the night sky is bright, calming, peaceful. Ford pulls his journal and pen and strains his eyes. I'm turning up the volume, guys. Strains his eyes to count the day's events as Stan's snoring softly Ford pulls out his journal and pen and strains his eyes to account the day's events as Stan's snoring softly sparses the lull of the ocean's waves. This has become routine for a few months now. The two of them, twins reunited, exploring the depths and lengths of the Arctic Sea together. Mending old wounds, building new memories. When Ford finishes writing, he sets his journal aside and drifts to sleep. Crash. Stan falls out of bed with a shout while Ford jumps to his feet. Excuse me? What in the world? I'm covering Ford's face. Let's just, that didn't work. I want this. Put me in the corner. Great. Nope. This corner. We're doing that thing, guys. We're doing that thing where I'm moving my camera. Around. Where am I doing? What am I doing? This one. Got it, boom. The ship shakes violently. Something's attacking us. Ford grabs the spear and runs outside, Stan scrambling after him. I love how he grabbed his hat, but he didn't grab his glasses. With a violent whoosh, water sprays in the air and a tentacle smacks across the ship deck, sloshing them to and fro. Roll your glasses. Holy shit, Ford, is that what I think it is? The large tentacle squeezes and strains around the ship, making it teeter sideways. It's not large enough to be the Kraken. Got it. Spear. It's not a spear, it's a harpoon, but same difference. Ford takes a spear. No, I almost lost my headphones. Ford takes a spear and jabs the offending limb as he slides on the deck, slipping when the tentacle jolts back into the sea with such a force that jostles the ship. They're still thrashing in the water, tentacles barreling into the ship until it threatens to capsize. Another limb lashes into the ship, sending the brothers sliding along the deck. Seawater splashes all over them, soaking them. Cold breaches their limbs. Ford finds Stan's eyes as they scrabble to their feet and they share a nod. As the anomaly thrashes and attacks the ship, the twins fight back with equal force. Ford slashes with his spear and Stan punches at any limb that comes his way. There's an opening. A brief moment, a pause as the anomaly rises from the water. Sorry, I was trying to make sure that I'm not blocking anything. As the anomaly rises from the water, tentacles strangling around something, water sloshing down its limbs as the moon halos its head. Now, Ford throws the spear. It's a harpoon. The anomaly moves its tentacles to cover itself, but the weapon is too sharp. It pierces right through. With a hissing, garbled cry, it flings its tentacles forward and dives into the ocean, swimming away with a trail of violent waves that keep the boat rocking. And then there's a scream. A human-like one. One that didn't come from Stan or Ford. Thud. The brothers look at one another, eyes wide. I'm not hearing things, am I? Through the weary light from the quarters, Ford spins round, searching for the source of the scream. Hello? There's blood smeared on the deck. Water splashes at their feet as the brothers follow the trail to a pile of netting and ropes, spotting struggling beneath its tangles. Ford grabs Stan's wrist and makes them stop, keeping a few feet away from the movement. Hold on. And then, finally, a hand reaches through the mess. Your hand. Stanley? Ford's eyes twinkle with newfound excitement. He puts a hand over Stan's chest when he steps forward. The anomaly wasn't attacking the ship. It was fighting something. You cough and splutter on the cold deck, gills sucking shut in place for human lungs that haven't been used in a while. When your head pokes through the nets and ropes, Stan jumps back. Ford stares in wonder. What the hell? Fascinating. Ford rushes into their quarters and returns with a lantern, drawing the light source over your figure. Everything looks normal. Human. Human skin, human eyes. You squint, lifting a hand to shield your face when pain flares through you at the gesture. Ouch. Shoulder gleams red with blood. In the midst of the fight, Ford's spear tore a huge gash through the muscle. Pain hadn't fully registered when everything happened, but now that you have time to breathe, it's excruciating. Shit, Ford, we hurt a person. A human wouldn't have survived this far out in the sea. His eyes widen with realization. He sets a hand over Stan's chest. His voice is lower when he speaks. Tread with caution, Stan. Might want to cover your ears. Stan blinks. You think they're a siren? Oh, it's so... Oh, I love the art so much. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at them. Girl, where are your glasses? Ford kneels before you, the lantern highlighting his features. He's an older man, just like the mirror image that is his shipmate. I can't words anymore. Foot and mouth disease. Despite the situation and the bewilderment on their faces, there's kindness etched into their age. You figure this is better than being chased after yet another monster in the sea. Well, maybe it was a good thing that wretched thing finally caught up to you. Ford's face is close, his eyes pinned on you. Can you speak? Despite the warning he gave his brother, he's awfully reckless, sticking his face in places he doesn't know any better. You could have been like the monster that just attacked you. Yeah, my shoulder's killing me, my guy. Can't you see I'm in pain? You get the words out through clenched teeth. Both brothers draw back, surprised, before understanding falls on their faces. They're right. Stan nudges Ford aside and kneels beside him, looking at you. Ford is still studying, blood oozing from your shoulder, squinting. What's your name, kid? My name is the same name it was last time, Sherry. Boom. Got it. He nods. I'm Stan. This is my twin brother, Ford. If the graphics seem a little strange, it could be because the demo version's only available on browser. So it's my internet's probably failing. I'm Stan. This is my twin brother, Ford. Ford continues to eye you. Stan frees your limbs from the tangled mess. When Stan realizes your naked state, he respectfully casts his eyes aside and rushes to get a blanket, draping it over your whole body. Thanks! Stan gives Ford a look. A little help here? Ford clears his throat and helps Stan guide you to your feet, your hand clutching around the warm blanket draped over your body. You're shivering, the cold chattering your teeth. The deck is wet beneath your feet. Okay, now, was actually wounded, and I had a blanket draped over me, fun fact, it's gonna burn. It's gonna burn so bad. I broke my arm in half when I was a kid, and the bone punctured the skin, so it was an open wound. And it could just be because my nerve endings were on fire, but when somebody covered me with, like, I don't even remember what they covered me with, but they covered me with something, and it, like, touched the wound. It felt like it was fire, just fire in my blood. It was not great. You gotta get that wound checked out. How are you not... Stanley. Ford flashes the look at him. They bicker under their breath, but you're too tired to even listen. Your legs are adjusting to the task that is walking, your feet and ankles making you stumble, relying on the help of the brothers holding you up on either side. Eventually, they guide you downstairs and below the ship, where what looks like the pocket of a library resides. Oh, look at it! Harpoon! And a fishing rod. Of how there's like a mirror, there's eyeballs. Oh. It's really interesting to me how much dangly doohickeys he's got, because all of that, everywhere, when the ship goes, like... I know too much about ships. Hang on. I gotta stop. Wait. Belief? Suspended. Alright. Ford sets his lantern on a desk glittered with papers and curious oddities you can't even make out right now. Carefully, Stan sets you on a couch, draping another blanket over you. He got a towel at some point, which he now pats dry along your face, your head. You're still shivering, but warmth is slowly starting to welcome itself back into your limbs. Both of them stand near your place on the couch. Stan, you can tell, is more easily trusting, open. Ford, on the other hand, not so much. You don't blame him, but the pain flaring through your body is killing you. I'll help. Ah, they're so cute. They say it at the same time. They're so little faces. Ah. So, last time I did Stan first, so let's do Ford this time. Your eyes search Ford's face, speaking more than words can. It takes him a moment to register the look, his brows raising. Ford gives his brother a nod. Give me the first aid kit. Stan nods and rushes off, his footsteps echoing on the stairs. Ford approaches you, his chin tipped down at you, eyes searching. I need to look at your shoulder. You could be bleeding out. Yeah, let him look. It's fine. You meet his eyes, wavering before you slip the blankets from your shoulder, revealing the gnarly gash and still fresh blood. The cold that hits your skin makes you shiver. Ford leans in close, a hand on his chin as he squints at the wound. He nods to himself, finding a rag from the depths of his study and pressing it to your shoulder. You jolt, giving a wince. I need to apply pressure. We can disinfect your wound when Stanley comes back with medical. He's too close. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. You suck in a breath and nod, trying to steady yourself through the pain pricking at your skin. Ford's hand on the rag is strong, grounding, warm. It probably feels like fire on your ice-cold skin, my guy. You're doing well, aside from the spear that anomaly dealt some damage. Anomaly? Ford nods, eyes lighting up the question. Yes, the anomaly. The creature that attacked you. Or he trails off. There's that suspicion in his eyes again, but the expression fades before you can catch it. I couldn't get a good enough look, but I knew it wasn't the Kraken. Too... small? His brows raise when you finish his sentence. Precisely. His voice is soft. You can see the curiosity threatening to burst from within him, but he tames it. Or tries to tame it. Have you seen the Kraken? Hey, Stanley. After a moment, the sound of footsteps, Stan reappears at the doorway, first aid in hand. He hands it to Ford. Here you go. Ford takes the kit with a quiet thank you, and Stan sends you a small smile before leaving once more. Look at how soft his face is. Oh, my heart. God. Forgive me, when it comes to anomalies, my curiosity gets the best of me. He gestures for your hand to press on the rag instead. Keep pressure for me. As you keep pressure on your wound, Ford neatly looks through the kit. He sets items aside on the remaining space on the couch. With a frown, he notes the lack of supplies. He moves to a place behind his desk, slides open a drawer, and pulls out a bottle. This is alcohol. It's not ideal, but it will have to suffice. He holds the bottle over your shoulder, coaxing you to remove the rag. At least let it be vodka. Probably not. Hesitantly, you listen. It's going to sting. It's going to suck. You brace yourself. Pain lights you up as soon as the liquid coats your shoulder, and you can't help but cry out. Oh, fuck is right, my guy. You got it. That was the worst of it. Ford works quickly, efficiently. He cleans your wound and bandages it. The final product smooth, effortless. Study his work, thank him. I'm gonna just go. I just realized on the thing it says Stan was here for too. Oh, that's so cute. You know what? Thank him. You give a tired sigh. Thank you. Ford smiles at you. Look at his face. I'm okay. Everything is fine. Oh my god. Ford smiles at you. You can tell he wants to say more. His curiosity is palpable, but he restrains himself. Get as much rest as you can, and don't aggravate the wound. He packs the medkit neatly and in order, zipping it up as he stands. I'll check on you tomorrow morning. Good night, Sherry. You smile. Good night. With that, he exits the room, leaving you to yourself and the wound on your shoulder. With a sigh, you sink into your blankets and close your eyes, doing your best to do as he says. Rest. Oh man, that's so good. You've reached the end of the demo. Thank you for playing. Please let us know your thoughts. Written and illustrated by Vic Artless. Music used in order: Untold Journey, Pirate King, and Deep Blue Johnny Eaton. Follow along the game's progress on Insta at Vic Artless /Tumblr at Seagrunk Stating. Okay, so I use Tumblr, so obviously I got the at Seagrunk Stating Sim. If you want to follow me, I'm gonna add my Tumblr. Why not? Come follow me on Tumblr. I don't care. Let's do this again. Let's go straight into it. Let's just straight into it and we'll go through it with Stan this time. Soft waves of the ocean are quiet. Do I have to do this again? Do I? My head is almost in the way of the words here. I'm like just on it. The moon allows the stars to twinkle brighter, a splatter of light of difference amidst the same openness of the endless dark sea. Two brothers tidy up lazily along the deck, guided by the warm light peering through the windows of the ship's quarters. Fatigue wears on them heavily, another long day spent discovering what other curious oddities tangled beneath the ocean's surface. That's the last of it. A yawn in response. Good, I'm hitting the hay. Night, Sixer. Good night, Stanley. This is so good. I love this. Ford flicks the lights off as they settle in their respective beds, sighing into the warmth of blankets. Through the windows, the night sky is bright, calming, peaceful. Ford pulls out his journal and pen and strains his eyes to account the day's events as Stan's snoring softly sparses the lull of the ocean's waves. This has become routine for a few months now. The two of them, twins reunited, exploring the depths and lengths of the Arctic Sea together. Mending old wounds, building new memories. When Ford finishes writing, he sets his journal aside and drifts to sleep. Girl, you fell asleep sitting up? I just realized that that's what happened. How did I just realize that's what happened? Stan falls out of bed with a shout while Ford jumps to his feet. What in the world? I still think it's strange that he grabs his hat but not his glasses. Oh my goodness, excuse me. The ship shakes violently. Something's attacking us. Ford grabs his spear and runs outside, Stan scrambling after him. I love this art. It's so good. Like you can tell that whatever the creature is, it's larger in scale than, like, you might think. But also the way that it, like, blends into the sky, almost. But also stands out against the light of the... It's so good. It's so good. With a violent whoosh, water sprays in the air, and a tentacle smacks across the ship deck, sloshing them to and fro. Holy shit, Ford, is that what I think it is? The large tentacle squeezes and strains around the ship, making it teeter sideways. It's not large enough to be the Kraken. Ford takes a spear and jabs the offending limb as he slides on the deck, slipping when the tentacle jolts back into the sea with such a force that jostles the ship. They're still thrashing in the water, tentacles barreling into the ship until it threatens to capsize. Another limb lashes into the ship, sending the brothers sliding along the deck. No! Stop that. Seawater splashes all over them, soaking them. Cold breaches their limbs. Ford finds Stan's eyes as they scrabble to their feet, and they share a nod. The anomaly thrashes and attacks the ship. The twins fight back with equal force. Ford slashes with his spear, and Stan punches at any limbs that come his way. There's an opening. A brief moment, a pause, as the anomaly rises from the water, tentacles strangling around something, water sloshing down its limbs as the moon halos its head. Now! Ford throws the spear. The anomaly moves its tentacles to cover itself, but the weapon is too sharp. It pierces right through. With a hissing, garbled cry, it flings its tentacles forward and dives into the ocean, swimming away with a trail of violent waves to keep the boat rocking. And then there's a scream. A human-like one. One that didn't come from Stan or Ford. Thud. The brothers look at one another, eyes wide. I'm not hearing things, am I? Through the weary light from the quarters, Ford spins round, searching for the source of the scream. Hello? There's blood smeared on the deck. Water splashes at their feet as the brothers follow the trail to a pile of netting and ropes, spotting struggling beneath its tangles. I literally just read this. How am I struggling? How am I struggling? Ford grabs Stan's wrists and makes him stop, keeping a few feet away from the movement. Hold on. And then, finally, a hand breaches through the mess. Your hand. Stanley. Ford's eyes twinkle with newfound excitement. He puts a hand over Stan's chest when he steps forward. The anomaly wasn't attacking the ship, it was fighting something. You cough and splutter on the cold deck, gills sucking shut in place for human lungs that haven't been used in a while. When your head pokes through the nets and ropes, Stan jumps back. Ford stares in wonder. What the hell? Fascinating. Ford rushes into their quarters and returns with a lantern, drawing the light source over your figure. Everything looks normal. Human. Human skin, human eyes. You squint, lifting a hand to shield your face when pain flares through you at the gesture. Ouch! Your shoulder gleams red with blood. In the midst of the fight, Ford's spear tore a huge gash through the muscle. The pain hadn't fully registered when everything happened, but now that you have the time to breathe, it's excruciating. Shit, Ford, we hurt a person. A human wouldn't have survived this far out in the sea. His eyes widen with realization, and he sets a hand over Stan's chest. His voice is lower when he speaks. Tread with caution, Stan. Might want to cover your ears. Stan blinks. You think they're a siren? Ford kneels before you, the lantern highlighting his features. He's an older man, just like the mirror image that is his shipmate. Despite the situation and the bewilderment on their faces, there's a kindness etched into their age. You figure this is better than being chased after yet another monster in the sea. Maybe it was a good thing that wretched thing finally caught up to you. Ford's face is close, his eyes pinned on you. Can you speak? Despite the warning he gave his brother, he's awfully reckless, sticking his face in places he doesn't know any better. You could have been like the monster that just attacked you. Let's just be quiet. Your limbs ache. That monster dealt some heavy blows, and your vision is starting to waver. You can only wince. Stan marches forward and nudges his brother aside. Save the observations for later, Poindexter. Can't you see they're hurt? Stan kneels beside him, looking at you. What's your name, kid? Same name it was last time, my guy. Whoa, with too many E's. Next time I'm just gonna leave it. You offer your name quietly, your voice weak. The ropes and nets around your limbs are starting to hurt. He nods. I'm Stan. This is my twin brother, Ford. Ford continues to eye you as Stan frees your limbs from the tangled mess. When Stan realizes your naked state, he respectfully casts his eyes aside and rushes to get a blanket, draping it over your cold body. Great. Stan gives his brother a look. A little help here? Ford clears his throat and helps Stan guide you to your feet, your hand clutching around the warm blanket draped over your body. You're shivering, the cold chattering your teeth. The deck is wet beneath your feet. We gotta get that wound checked out. How are you not... Stanley. Ford flashes a look at Stan. They bicker under their breath, but you're too tired to even listen. Your legs are adjusting to the task that is walking. Your feet and ankles making you stumble, relying on the help of the brothers holding you up on either side. Eventually, they guide you downstairs and below the ship, where what looks like the pocket of a library resides. Ford sets his lantern on a desk, littered with papers and curious oddities you can't even make out right now. Carefully, Stan sets you on a couch, draping another blanket over you. He got a towel at some point, which he now pats dry along your face, your head. You're still shivering, but warmth is slowly starting to welcome itself back into your limbs. Both of them stand near your place on the couch. Stan, you can tell, is more easily trusting, open. Ford, on the other hand, not so much. You don't blame him, but the pain flaring through your body is killing you. I'll help you. They say it at the same time. Stan. Stan this time. Your eyes search Stan's face, speaking more than words can. He raises his brows at Ford, who, after a stern moment, nods. I'll get the first aid. Bye-bye. You watch him go, his footsteps echoing up the steps. Carefully, Stan moves forward, sitting on the other end of the couch. He makes sure you have plenty of space. How you holding up? Pain pulses through you when he mentions it. Could be better. I could be better. I could not have a giant hole in my shoulder. The words are gritted through your teeth. An apologetic look morphs Stan's features, and he grimaces. You're not the one who threw the harpoon, man. Sorry about all this. We thought that Kraken thing was attacking us. We had no idea you were in the middle of it. It makes you shiver to remember it. That monster, pinning its eyes on you when you least expected it. The first swipe, your shout. And then the chase, your desperate swimming, racing through the ocean until one of its limbs curled around you and, well, here you were now. As nice as these men were, you hoped they wouldn't turn out to be like that monster. That monster. Tell me about the Kraken. That was nothing like the Kraken. You don't even want to know what the real one is like. Stan meets your eyes. Stories I've heard. Ford peers his head through the doorway and hands Stan a first aid kit. You hear him mutter something along the lines of, be careful, and catches weary eyes before he disappears again. I feel like instead of weary, they should have used wary there. Stan sends you an apologetic smile before shifting to the knee in front of you. Sorry about him, he gets... Well, it can be hard to trust people out here at sea, especially when most of the things we encounter are trying to eat us. His face! It's fine, I'm fine, everything is fine. He laughs at that. It's a warm sound, one that makes you feel... more comfortable. You relax in your seat with a smile. The blanket's toasty around you. You can say that again. A deep-set cold still lingers in your limbs, wet from the sea, but it's nothing like earlier. Thankfully, what? What is this? What language am I speaking? Because it's clearly not English. Thankfully, your shivering has gone down. We gotta get you cleaned up and bandaged. Is that okay? You nod, and he smiles. I need to see your shoulder. Carefully, you slip the blankets from your wounded shoulder, revealing the gnarly gash and the still fresh blood. You can't quite see it, but the look on Stan's face that he tries to hide tells you it's terrible. Stan makes an apologetic noise. I'll be quick. You watch as he unfurls the kit on his lap, rummaging through plastics and items you've never seen before. His brows furrow, and he curses under his breath. We're low on everything. He continues to speak as he stands, rummaging through bookshelves and the desk. I've been planning to go on shore again and restock on supplies. You just kept getting caught up with each mystery and sends you an apologetic look. Now this, still doing okay? You nod and he comes back with a bottle of alcohol. You want to ask him more about his travels, but your eyes linger on the bottle. Stan shakes it when you meet his eyes. This will do the job. Need a drink? It helps. Trust me. Yeah, I'm gonna... A swig for me, a splash for my shoulder. You nod, accepting the bottle with your unwounded arm and taking a swig. You're not the most familiar with it, since you reside in the sea, but the burn distracts you from the pain. Warmth pools in your belly and you sigh, handing it back to him. Stan makes an amused sound. Helps, right? Yeah, thank you. This'll disinfect the wound. You ready? He goes sit over your shoulder, still fresh with blood. You brace yourself. Stan tips the bottle and your shoulder stings with a ferociousness that makes you shout. Shit. I know, Stan is muttering, giving an apologetic grimace. He works fast, a little messy. He applies pressure to your shoulder, fumbles with a roll of bandage, and covers the wound. It still stings, but with the fresh gauze, you can take a breath of relief and sigh it out. Stan leans back on his feet when he's done, smiling. All done. Good job, Sherry. Took it like a champ. I did not. How you feeling now? Better. You offer a strained smile. A little better. Stan smiles, though there's still concern in his eyes. That's good. Hold on. I'll be back. Girl, where are you going? His footsteps echo as he rushes up the stairs. While you wait, nursing your shoulder, you take in your surroundings. You're in a study, forward study, you can guess pretty easily, and the desk and shelves are littered with papers, books, jars, and trinkets. It's hard to make them out in the dimness provided by the lantern, but you swear you see some eyeballs floating around, staring at you. I don't like that. Here. He hands you a bundle of clothes, and what is that? It's a stuffed animal, white with a horn on his forehead and rainbow hair. Despite your time on land, you haven't seen this creature before. I changed clothes. Hope you don't mind the line they're mine. Scratches the back of his neck, looking aside. And, well, I don't know how you feel about unicorns, or toys in general, but I thought it might cheer you up. Keep you company? When you stare at him, his face warms, shade with uncertainty. My grandniece, Mabel, she used to be a sucker for unicorns. Made her happy. Thank you. Stan smiles at your response. Of course, now get some rest. You've had a rough night. You huff through your nose in agreement. When you pat the plush, Stan's smile widens. Good night, Sherry. Shout if you need me. You watch him leave, and as his steps echo up the stairs, coupled with the gentle rocking of the boat, you relax on the couch with a sigh, the unicorn plush at your side. Maybe it was a good thing that monster chased you here, of all places. That's so cute. This is such a cute game. I'm so excited to see how this progresses. I think the only thing that I would have to say is there's a lot of repetitiveness about it, but because I think this was more of a proof of concept or more than anything, I think some of that repetitiveness will be ironed out in future in the full version or in future versions of the demo, or however they plan on releasing this, because I don't know. I haven't looked in a while. I should look at the Tumblr, but clearly I don't. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. From what I've seen so far, this looks like it's made by people who love Stan, whereas Swooning Over Stans was made by people who seemed to love Ford. So I think that it's really funny that you can kind of tell the difference in how the characters are written and the interactions with, like, the player character. I think that's really fun, and it's really cute. And yeah, I'm so excited to see where this goes. Like I said, I followed them on Tumblr. I'm gonna put links down in the description, both for the itch.io page, the Tumblr. Yeah. If you guys like this, give it a try yourself. It's so cute. I'm so excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.